Biden cancer update. Now, this is an amazing story. I'm on Cuomo last night on News Nation, and he says something I was stunned, and I'm not usually stunned. Okay, I've heard it all. Chris Cuomo, a very loyal Democrat, nothing wrong with that, other than what I just laid out. You got to have a better solution. But Cuomo, he's not a zombie. He's not a Kool-Aid drinker. He tells me he doesn't care if Joe Biden was infirmed as president. He doesn't care if he was infirmed mentally or physically. He doesn't care if he had prostate cancer and it was covered up by the administration. Cuomo does not care. I don't know what. We have a right to know the mental and physical condition of the president. That's our right as citizens. So it was an explosive encounter. Roll the tape.
No, here's what I want. I want to get off of you as a topic. What I'm saying is, with this book and what they did, there is no cover-up of Biden's health. But they didn't want Trump to win. So they played down what was obvious about Biden. But it's not that there was a cover-up by his staff. What did we not know that there is to know? That he forgets names and dates? We saw that on TV together.
You don't... Look, out of his staff and the Democratic Party came a consistent drumbeat of the guy's on it. The guy's good. The guy's doing his job. The guy's good for America. Consistent almost every day. Then they keep him away from the press. He doesn't talk to the press, okay? That's covering up who he is.
Not spinning.
And then every time he made a mistake, there was another excuse. And then the CNNs of the world and the MSNBCs of the world, open border, they didn't care about the open border.
Talk to him about his immigration policies. They were all the same ideas. You know, he believes that there's an openness to this country and that we need new blood. And he was worried about the left flank. Look, I don't have to agree with you. You can yell at me.
Absurd. It's an absurd contention when you have all the problems that developed. It's absurd.
I agree that the position is a bad position. I get it's a bad position. I don't agree with you about that. Who cares if he had prostate cancer or not? Prostate cancer isn't debilitating. People work through the treatment. You have a 97% success rate. You don't think the American people have a right to know their president has cancer? This is what you want to spend time on when you got Kristi Noem doesn't know what habeas corpus means, but I got to talk about Biden's fundamentals?
Now we got to go into Kristi Noem.
Yeah, because it matters, Bill. That matters. That matters to the American people. Come on, Bill. Give me a chance here.
Do another segment on it.
No, I am doing
another segment on Kristi Noem. Has nothing to do with Joe Biden.
It has to do with what you decide to focus on. You believe that the American people have their interests served better by action in the Constitution is against illegal detention. You don't think that matters as much as Biden's ass?
It's absurd. It's like comparing the NFL to the Women's Basketball Association. The American people have a right to know if their sitting president has cancer. Period. They have a right to know it. Now, did you see the deflection on that? Okay, that's what happens when you're losing a debate. You go to another topic. Oh, Kristi Noem, it has nothing to do with this. And I'll cover Miss Noem in a moment. Nothing to do with it. But Cuomo's not a phony. He's not Jake Tapper and the others. Cuomo's not like that. All right? I would never do Tapper. He's the worst. He's making money off his deceit. Tapper deceived us. Now he's making money off it. By saying, oh, no. You don't get worse than that. Cuomo's not like that. But he believes that we don't have a right to know if Biden had cancer while he was in office. Stunning. Stunning. Okay. I have to refer to Tapper's book. I'm not buying it. I'm not reading it. Too many anonymous sources. And I reported everything in his book myself. before he wrote his book. So why would I read it? Anyway, one of the headlines is that Biden's staff, in particular Ron Klain, chief of staff until 23, made all the decisions, and Joe didn't do anything. Joe didn't know. Okay? I told you that about a year ago. Roll the tape. All right, President Biden's at Camp David. He apparently is rehearsing for the debate 1 week from today. With him, former Chief of Staff Ron Klain. Now, Klain is the architect of the progressive White House. You know, you heard Karl Rove, the architect, you know, with Bush and all that. Klain is the big gun. So in his stupid book, Klain is named the prime minister. Okay? So if you follow me, listen to me, go to BillO'Reilly.com and watch and listen to the No Spin News. You knew this. Okay? Way back. He's taking credit where credit is due.